If you've been following along in my Thrifted Dupes series, you'll know a few things. The first thing is that I don't normally sound like this. Unfortunately, I seem to have caught a cold and lost my voice, so I'm not really able to hit up the thrift store. But what I am going to share with you is how to style your thrifted pieces in a high-end way. Today, we are going to focus on styling up the kitchen and our living room spaces. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Starting in the kitchen area, first and foremost, I like to wipe everything down before I start styling all of my thrifted and DIY pieces. So for those of you who don't know, this tray was something that I DIY'd from a $2 round that I picked up at the thrift store, just using some frog tape and some stain and antiquing wax. I created this look to look something like I had seen on the Magnolia website. Now it's time to style the tray. So I always like to go in with 3 key pieces, the first being a floral or foliage arrangement. Now this could be real, it could be faux, it could be dried, that's completely up to you. In my specific case, I'm going to use this arrangement that I DIY'd for just $1 using a bag of cedar stems that I found at my local thrift shop. The next thing I like to add to my tray styling is some sort of seasonal item that is of a different shape, something that feels a lot more organic. So I took an antler that I gave this kind of aged brass spray paint technique and added that adjacent to the floral arrangement. And the third key piece that I like to add is a candle. And whatever candle you add, you just want to make sure that it is appropriate in terms of scale. So I had a lot of space that I still needed to occupy, so the sizing of this specific candle filled it out really nicely. And that really wraps it up for the island and tray styling. I think it looks chic, pulled together, but it was so cost effective because I made or thrifted most of the pieces. For the next kitchen vignette, I think every kitchen for the holiday season should have some sort of a cookie jar. And if you go to your big box and high-end stores, they can be quite costly. So I found this one at my local thrift shop for just $5, and it fit in perfectly with my holiday color scheme. Another thing that I always find, especially at the Goodwill bins, are cutting boards. And usually people donate them because they're really rough. They have a lot of scratches and discoloration. So one thing I've been doing lately that I really love is just simply sanding them down to their raw wood form. I really loved this one here because it was in the shape of a sled, which was so perfect for the upcoming Christmas season. And then also I found this one originally from the Hearth and Hand line, sanded down so beautifully, almost the exact same color as my floors. And now to infuse maybe some not so functional and practical pieces, I like to find these little decorative items that don't take up a ton of space but add a lot of visual interest. So I found this deer at HomeGoods for just $8, and this wooden angel was something I found at the bins. So we are well under $20 for this entire vignette, and had I bought it at a high-end store would cost me a small fortune. If you happen to have a window in your kitchen, that's the perfect opportunity to add a garland around it or a wreath inside of it. So I found this garland for $3 last year. The only change I wanted to make was to change the bow color. Last year I went very plaid themed. This year I'm going much more modern, so I found this thick silk black ribbon, tied it in a kind of slouchy bow, and I'm just going to kind of frame out this window. Doing this not only allows to bring your eyes up, but also really adds a festive element to my space that isn't overpowering or cheesy. For the next vignette, some of you guys might remember when I found these kind of vintage inspired copper pieces at my local thrift shop for $8 for a set of 2 of them. Would have been over $50 at World Market. And as we've seen, patinaed copper has been very trendy in home decor for the last several years. So for the pot component, I decided to add this faux tree that I've had from IKEA for several years now. And again, just adds that kind of natural festive touch to my space. And of course, more cutting boards. I recently found one of these cutting boards at the thrift store for just $3. Again, we're going to do a stacking moment. If you are kind of not having any luck at the thrift store for cutting boards or serve boards, one thing you can try that I did recently and a lot of you guys seem to enjoy was to take a vintage bar stool or an aged kind of bar stool, just use the top of it as your cutting board, add some pretty hardware, and you have an aged vintage inspired cutting board look to your space. I added this sweet little mini lamp from Target for some ambient lighting in the early morning and late evenings, and this is how this vignette was pulled together using mostly thrifted or DIY materials. If you happen to have a peg rail or a set of hooks in your kitchen, hopefully this can give you a little bit of styling inspiration. So for my hook system, I actually made it using some Dollar Tree materials. I took 2 plunger dowels from the Dollar Tree and 2 pieces of wood, connected them together, added a coat of white magnolia spray paint. As for what items to hang on those hooks, I had previously found this cutting board. All I did was stain it, and then I like to add it to one of the bottom hooks because I feel like it adds a lot of rusticity to my space. To embellish that cutting board, I had previously found this trellis that had several bells on it, so I removed some of those bells and then added additional bells from Amazon, took some red velvet ribbon and just tied a pretty kind of slouchy bow around it just to add a festive touch. To add next to that, some of you might remember when I found this kind of gingham printed kitchen towel. I like this because it adds a lot of pattern, but it's still pretty neutral overall. For the top hook, I ended up finding one of these garlands or mini wreaths at the Target dollar spot for $5 and decided to just add one of those to the middle. I like that this just adds a nice kind of festive touch, but it still feels really sophisticated and put together. Moving along into the living room space. So the first thing I like to do is I just like to clear out anything that I won't be using. So because the Christmas tree is going to be going in this corner, I decided to remove this artificial tree into another space. Also, even if I decide to put some of the things in the exact same place on my built-ins, I still like to clear it off so I have a nice blank slate. After kind of deciding on the color palette, I like to kind of go in and add the pieces that I want to kind of disguise things that aren't necessarily the nicest to look at, like this light switch that we never use. So I pretty much always have some sort of a picture in this specific spot, but to kind of, again, dress it up a little bit, I tied it with that red velvet ribbon that fits in with that color palette. I had found this nutcracker here that was originally kind of multicolored, decided to give him a couple coats of satin black spray paint. And then I'm just going to simply layer in with now some smaller items in height. So when you have a stack of books, you can again adorn them with a ribbon or something like that, or you can add some festiveness in a different capacity. So when I had found these ornaments here in this kind of arrangement, I decided to pull them out of there and add them to this book stack. I feel like it adds that kind of metallicness that I'm really trying to achieve this holiday season, but it still feels really chic and sophisticated. Because the Christmas tree is going to be going on that side, I wanted to save kind of my lit and brighter pieces on the other side of my shelving. So I had found this faux tree in burlap for just about $5. The only problem was it wasn't initially fitting, so I had to kind of bend the top down and fray out some of the branches in order for it to fit on my shelf. So don't be afraid to kind of manipulate things to make sure that they're going to work in those specific spaces. To bring in that punch of red, I decided to add these ornaments just kind of cascading down off of this book stack. They fit in with my color palette. We're kind of repeating that ornamental shape there, and I think it looks really chic on a budget. Another thing that I had found and been saving was this kind of deep red planter, so I decided to stick another one of those faux IKEA trees that I picked up a few years prior and add it to the top of the shelf. A really easy kind of high-end styling moment is you can take basically any bowl that you have. So I have this dough bowl that I had thrifted a while ago. I took some of the sprigs and the berries from that arrangement, added it to one side, as well as some of these metallic ornaments that I DIY'd, and I think that this makes a huge visual impact, but was so cost effective because I thrifted and DIY'd it. Now, definitely not thrifted, but still a really good price point for what it is, was this deer bust I had found at Marshall's for just under $20, and it looks so similar to the Our House version, but for a fraction of the cost. To add behind that deer bust, I wanted to have some sort of greenery moment that wasn't necessarily a tree. So I had found that wreath for about $3. I decided to remove the ribbon because it was just a little too bright, but the tone of the greenery was so similar to the tone of the burlap tree, so I thought it was the perfect pairing on that side of my built-ins. With our shelves styled, now it's time to move on to the garland. So I was really adamant on wanting to find garland at the thrift store, and so I found these 3 garlands. Now they were all each a little bit different. So in order to unify them, I just decided to remove the parts that made them a little bit unique, so they all felt like they all came from the exact same place and they were just gonna feel nice and full. So as you can see here, this is just one garland placed on top, just kind of draped over. So once I added the other two, making it 3 total, it just felt a lot more luxe and a lot more high end. For my stocking holders, these I found at Target last year. And then for my stockings, I found these 2 faux fur stockings for $2 a piece. And I'm going to add them to the other 3 stockings that I ended up finding actually at HomeGoods. They overall had the best price. But then of course, as I hung them up and took the tags off, I found this 4-pack bag of sweater stockings for just $6. So I thought I would pay it forward. If there is one of my subscribers who would really love this set of stockings for Christmas this year, I will gladly send it off to one of you. Another piece of decor I decided to add to my living room space was this advent calendar that I DIY'd. Originally it was like this lavender, really tall purple house, but I loved that it had lights that shined in kind of from the back. So I thought it would be perfect for an advent calendar for my kids this year. I just sanded down some of the rough spots, added some spray paint to the windows for a more festive touch, and then I primed and painted it in this beautiful chalky white color. Added some little pins so I would be able to hang this kind of deep red canvas bag from each one, so that way we can pull a different one off every day as we approach Christmas. This is definitely a substantial piece of Christmas decor that I can definitely tweak as the years go on, but overall I think it's a really good jumping off point for this year. And last but not least, we're going to quickly talk about textiles. So some of you might remember when I DIY'd this large scale faux fur blanket from 2 pieces of thrifted fabric. And then I'm going to start off by placing this Studio McGee pillow that I picked up last year, I believe, and then layering in this year this kind of red linear pillow that again fits in with my color palette, but I was able to thrift it. Another textile I came across was this red Sherpa blanket that was just, again, perfect, and it fit in with my color palette, so decided to place it on kind of the arm of my sofa. The last textile piece that I found at the thrift store that I wanted to incorporate for this Christmas season was this faux fur pillow, originally from the Project 62 line, I believe at Target. And I decided to obviously wash, dry, clean all of these pieces incredibly well, but I saved so much money in the process because the majority of my textiles in my space are thrifted. And that really wraps it up for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching and hanging in there with me. Next week, we will be doing the Christmas tree. So I'm very excited to share that with you guys because it was also thrifted. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any more upcoming holiday content, and I hope to see you and sound much better next week.